Hey everyone. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on data science. We're going to walk through a 4-stage playbook that shows exactly how we transform a messy pile of raw information into a smart, real-world solution. So, let's jump right in. And that's really the big question, isn't it? We hear all the time about how data science is changing everything, but how does that actually happen? How do you go from a giant spreadsheet full of numbers to something super useful, like the weather app on your phone, or that recommendation system that somehow knows exactly what movie you want to watch next? Well, that's the process we're mapping out today. So here's our game plan, our roadmap for this journey. First up, we're laying the foundation. Then we're discovering the terrain. After that, we get to the really exciting part, building the predictive engine. And finally, we're launching it into the world. 4 key stages. Let's get started with number 1. Okay, stage 1. You know, every great expedition, every big project, it all starts with solid prep work. And in data science, that means getting your supplies in order. We're talking about gathering the raw materials, the data itself, and making sure it's in perfect shape for the journey ahead. This first step is all about data collection and, well, pre-processing. And look, I'll be honest, it's not the most glamorous part of the job, but it is absolutely critical. I like to think of it like a chef prepping their ingredients before they even think about cooking. You've got to gather everything you need from all different sources. And then you have to clean it up. You know, fixing errors, dealing with missing pieces, and just getting it into a format you can actually work with. So what kind of tools are in our toolkit for this stage? Well, first up is SQL. Think of SQL as your universal translator. It's the language you use to talk to databases and ask for exactly the data you need. Then you've got Python. With these incredible libraries like Pandas and NumPy, these are basically the Swiss Army knives for any data scientist. They're perfect for all that cleaning, shaping, and organizing of the data we've collected. And really, this all comes down to one core idea: garbage in, garbage out. It's a classic saying for a reason. If your starting data is a mess, your final result is going to be a mess. Simple as that. So having clean, well-structured data isn't just nice to have. It is the absolute bedrock of success. All right, with our foundation laid, let's move on to stage 2. Okay, our data is clean, it's prepped, and it's ready to go. Now the fun really begins. Welcome to stage 2, discovering the terrain. This is where we put on our detective hats and start searching for clues, for patterns, for anything interesting hidden deep inside all those numbers. This is the part where we start turning all those rows and columns of numbers into an actual story. We do this through exploration and, crucially, visualization. We're on the hunt for patterns, for interesting trends, maybe some weird outliers. It really is like being an explorer, charting a new map. You're looking for the hidden waterfalls, the unexpected mountain ranges, all the interesting features of your data landscape. And what are our tools for this discovery mission? Well, you've got things like Tableau, which is just amazing for creating these beautiful, interactive dashboards that let you see the big picture at a glance. Then there's Plotly, another powerhouse that lets you build dynamic, interactive visualizations right from within your Python code. Basically, these tools help us literally see the insights that we're hiding in the data all along. All right, so we've mapped the terrain, we understand the landscape of our data. Now we're ready for the main event, the ascent to the summit. This is stage 3, building the predictive engine. This is where we actually construct the model that's going to do all the heavy lifting. Okay, so this is where a lot of people say the magic happens. We're talking about modeling and machine learning. What we do is take all that clean, explored data we prepared, and we use it to train a model. This model can then make predictions or decisions about the future. You know, things like forecasting sales for next quarter, or even identifying patients at high risk for a certain disease. The whole game here is about picking the right algorithm for the job and then tuning it to be as accurate as possible. And the toolkit for this stage? Oh, it's seriously powerful stuff. You have Scikit-learn, which is pretty much the go-to workhorse for a huge variety of machine learning jobs. But when things get really complex, we bring out the heavy hitters, TensorFlow and Keras. These are what you use to build deep learning models. We're talking about the brains behind things like the photo recognition on your phone, or how your smart speaker can actually understand what you're saying. Now, even within deep learning, there are different paths you can take. You've got TensorFlow, which gives you this deep, granular control. It lets you build these incredibly complex, custom models right from the ground up. Then you have Keras. Keras is all about making things simpler and faster, letting you build and test out ideas really quickly. You can think of it like this. TensorFlow is like building a custom race car engine piece by piece, while Keras is like getting a high-performance pre-built engine you can just drop in and go.
So, we've done it. We've built this incredible predictive engine. But guess what? The journey isn't over. I mean, a powerful prediction is totally useless if it just sits on a computer somewhere and no one can actually use it. And that brings us to our final and absolutely crucial stage, launching into the world.
This stage is all about deployment and maintenance. This is the process of taking our amazing model out of this sterile lab environment and plugging it into a real-world application where real people can benefit from it. And this part is super important. It's also about maintaining it, making sure it keeps performing well and stays accurate as time goes on. And a really fantastic tool for this is something called Streamlit. What's so cool about it is that it lets data scientists, who, let's be honest, are not always expert web developers, quickly build and share simple web apps for their models. This is a total game changer because it makes their work accessible to anyone, colleagues, clients, the public. It's how you turn a complex model into a simple, user-friendly tool. All right, so let's do a quick recap of our whole journey. Stage 1, foundation. You collect and clean your data. Stage 2, discovery. You explore and visualize to find those hidden insights. Stage 3, modeling. You build that powerful predictive engine. And stage 4, launch. You deploy and maintain your solution for the world to use. 4 simple stages that take you from chaos to clarity. And there you have it, from a messy pile of raw data all the way to a real-world solution. That is the 4-stage data science playbook. It's a really powerful framework that helps turn pure curiosity into actual impact. So I guess the only question left to ask is, now that you have the map, what will you discover?